Jeff Bro from Two Hacks Garage. Well, it's an early Sunday morning, and I'm heading over to Monticello, Indiana. I've got all my body panels back there, you can see, for Jumping Jack Flash, our nostalgia front engine dragster. What I'm doing is I'm heading over to Monticello, Indiana, to drop these panels off to get hand lettered by a guy named Ed. John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions has been using them for years to letter everything up on his vehicles, and he does an excellent job. It's about a 3-hour drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm just driving over there. I'm going to get these lettered and probably pick them up later on in the week. But when I leave here, what I'm going to do is drive to John Cope's house, and I'm going to pick up the Powerglide for my dragster. He went through it, him and Lucas, and it's all ready to go. So what I need to do is I need to go pick that up. That's a couple hours away from there also. And then what I need to do is I actually need to head to O'Hare Airport and go pick up my family because they've been up in Alaska for the last 10 days visiting some family. So it's going to be a long day on the road. It's currently, I don't know, 7:30 a.m. and I probably won't be back till like midnight. Tomorrow I got to work, so it's going to be an early morning, and then I got to get to Jimmy's. I got to start making this thing a roller because I got everything painted with the radius rods and steering and all that fun jazz. And hopefully soon we can start putting the engine in this. So what you're going to see in this video, after I get the Powerglide and all that, Jimmy and I are going to start more on those small things on the dragster. So the intro isn't actually starting in Jimmy's garage. It's starting on a Sunday morning in my vehicle, hauling panels for Jumping Jack Flash. With that, guys, we'll see you in a little bit. Later. All right, well, guess what, guys? I got my transmission from Mr. John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions. And believe it or not, I'm standing somewhere actually really cool. All you guys know that I'm big into nostalgia drag racing. Well, I'm at a very, very cool location. Turn my head around here like this. I'm actually right now at the old US 30 drag strip outside of Gary, Indiana. This was the track where it was Sunday, Sunday, Sunday by Jan Gabriel. That's where it was coined. It was right here. This was a very famous track. Mr. Norm ran here all the time. He was a good family friend. Got to hang out with him a lot. This was the track, guys, right here. US 30 drag strip. And it's right off US 30 and, you know, Indiana. It goes right into Illinois, and it's not far from Chicago. Absolutely cool place. Unfortunately, I'm too young to be able to go on here, but all you old timers know. Like I said, I'm really big into nostalgia drag cars, so this is a perfect place for me to be, to soak some sun up because it's nice out and just kind of take in all the nostalgia. Let's go check this out. See you in a minute. Wall right there. And this here, back in there is where like it would go to the pits and all that, and it would roll right up into here, into the staging lanes. And this would be the burnout box we're walking into now. I have been here before. Let's see if the old AHRA logo is still on the concrete. But yeah, this is where the great ones ran. Pretty damn cool. But yeah, this is actually the drag strip. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up here. We're going to see if that logo is still here. It's actually a really, really, really neat place. Yeah, you can actually still see it. So if you look here, right there is the old AHRA logo still in the pavement. It's kind of hard to see, but you know what, guys? You can actually see it. Pretty neat place. Digging it. You can get a better shot of it right there. So yeah, the logo is still there. There is the AHRA logo. This was a AHRA track. Pretty neat. Buddy Dallas Brown, he's actually the owner and runs the AHRA now. But pretty cool. I actually dig this a lot. So yeah, that's where they would have came in. They would have came in here. They would have done their bleach burnouts and all that. There would have been stands all along here. There would have been stands all along here if you ever look at the pictures. And the big tower would have been right up in there. And this would have been the staging area. If you look, you can still see some of the orange or the yellow stripes in there. And yeah, pretty neat. Here's the pads. You know what, guys? Maybe we should take a ride down there. Let me get my car. All right, everybody. So I'm back in the car, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a drive down. So this would have been coming from the pits over by the tower side. And I've done a lot of research. I've always been into vintage drag racing. So basically, what we're going to do is go where they would actually have made a ran. So you'd come in here, you'd enter in. Sorry, it's a little bit bumpy. Track seen better days. Yep, you'd have came in here, done a burnout. Here's the concrete pad, which went by the old logo. And right up here would have been our staging lanes. Boom, off we to go. So yeah, we're going to drive down the old Dragstrip. Like I said, this is actually pretty cool. This is neat. There was a guy working here. He let me come in here and do this. So I'm not really technically trespassing, which whatever, done it before. Yeah, let's take a blast down history where the great ones ran. As you can see, it's kind of overgrown in one side. It's overgrown in the middle. But yeah, definitely really, really, really cool. I'm digging it. I like the nostalgia stuff. It's been years since I went here and checked it out. Last time I was here and checked it out, that logo was still pretty much nicely painted. So yeah, there you go, guys. A little bit of history. US 30 Dragstrip. I better get to the airport. I got to pick up my family from Alaska. Later. It seems kind of loud. It is. It's because I'm sitting at O'Hare Airport, waiting on my family. They're getting back from Alaska. So this morning I left really early. Went 3 hours on my side. I live in central Illinois. 3 hours straight east into Indiana. Drop off the body panels. Went up north about an hour and a half to go to Mr. John Cope's, pick up my transmission for the Dragster. Went over to US 30 Dragstrip. Went downtown Chicago, went through there, hit Elmwood Park on the way northwest side, and hit a couple really good places to eat. Johnny's Beef is great, and Gene and Jude's is really good. You gotta look them up sometime. I'm a foodie, I'm a nerd like that. Yeah, so once I leave here, we're gonna be back at Jimmy's. With that, we'll see you soon. All right, well, we're going to call that a wrap. As you can see, it's a true roller. Was this a lot of work going on in this video? Not really, but I did go on a road trip. I got my panels dropped off to get lettered. I went and got my transmission, which is a Powerglide for this from John Cope. He got all that taken care of. Went and had some good food. Got stuff repainted on the radius rods and the steering shaft and all that. Did that off camera. Got all that done and got that installed. What we're doing here is Jimmy and I are measuring exactly where the steering needs to be. So he's actually working on that now. And he's making the bracket for, it's going to hold the rod into place. It's got a little nylon, or a Teflon bushing. So when you turn it, it's smooth and doesn't clunk around. From there, what he's doing is we're going to have a starter button on that. We're going to have our mag kill switch, and we're going to have our fire. Kind of a next step, safety-wise, is installing the fire bottle. But we're also going to have a fuel shut-off on this. So, yeah, it's a lot of the little things that we're working on. I'm tired. It was a super long day yesterday, but I did have a whole lot of fun. This thing's really starting to come together. Really enjoying all of the work we're doing on it. As you saw in this video, you know, we got the brake lines done. We got the Simpson parachute on, the Simpson restraints. I've got a whole bunch of really cool race equipment coming in. I looked up all the SFI ratings we need for jacket, helmet, pants, gloves, you know, you name it, boots, mask, neck collar. I'm going to make a video on that. All of that is supposed to be in this week. So Jimmy and I are going to do a video on what keeps a driver safe. So that's going to be something to look forward to too. Kind of probably in the next videos, a couple more of the small things on this. We do have the short block build on this, working on the cylinder heads to get those done. So we can get the engine and transmission put into place in here and really start getting this thing put together to create the fuel system, all of that fun jazz. But with that, guys, I'm tired. Jimmy's in there working. I'm rambling. Next video, more of the small things, but maybe some more of the big things. We shall see. Later.